Hello and welcome to this installment of YouSustain Academy's ESG Basics series, where we will cover the fundamentals of sustainability reporting and ESG. And today we are answering the question, what is sustainability reporting? It can be handy to first think about financial reporting, as this is something that businesses and individuals have a relationship with. In essence, financial reporting is a standardized language used to communicate how a company is doing financially. You report on things such as assets, liabilities, equity, etc. And across the board, there is an understanding about how this should be done. This is so that when the company publishes their financial reports, you can compare apples to apples and not apples to oranges. It is important that a company uses the same methodology for financial reporting year after year, so that their current performance can be compared to the previous years. And also, it's important that they follow the recognized international standards for financial reporting so that they can also be compared to their peers. This information is mainly used by their shareholders who would like to know how their investments are doing, as well as other people and entities who are considering investing in the company, as well as other financial institutions such as banks. All companies do this, and this makes up what most people think about as the economy. The flow of capital, the stock market, etc. But thinking about finance, business, and the economy as standalone and independent concepts does not work. And that is because it is a part of a bigger picture, consisting of everything from social movements and trends to domestic, regional, and international legislation and climate change. Or simply put, businesses are a part of the world, and they are both impacted by all of these things, such as climate change, biodiversity, social issues, etc., and they have impacts on people, the planet, and the economy. And a great way to understand a business in this broader context is through sustainability reporting, or non-financial reporting. Because as we remember, financial reporting is a common language and a set of requirements agreed upon to communicate about a company's financial performance. Sustainability reporting is a common language and set of requirements used to communicate about a company's performance beyond their financials. It is very important that both financial reporting and non-financial reporting exist together, because this information gives information users the full picture of the organization's performance. And when we say information users, we do, as we talked about with financial reporting, mean shareholders, potential investors, and other financial institutions, because this information is important for them to know too, mainly from the perspective of risk mitigation. And this is because, as we talked about, sustainability reporting is much more about seeing the big picture of a company and not just the financials. Because if a company does not have a good overview of their non-financials and don't have good systems in place and strategies surrounding it, this constitutes risk for financial institutions. And banks and other financial institutions are in the business of mitigating risk. And this is again also why it's important for financial reporting and non-financial reporting to coexist, so that information users can get the full picture of the organization. But also, when we talk about sustainability reporting, the list of information users of the reporting is longer, ranging from everything from civil society to business partners and value chain workers. And this is because sustainability reporting is intended not only for financial institutions, but for all the company's stakeholders. Stakeholders meaning people or groups that can either have an impact on the company or that can be impacted by the company in some way. And this brings us to how we value a company, because the straightforward thing to do is to think that the company is valued solely on the basis on their financials. And yes, that is important. However, a company needs to be valued also on the basis on their impact on the planet and on people. And this is what we call the triple bottom line. Now, how do we do this? We use what we call ESG, or environmental, social, and governance. Under E, or environmental, we report on things such as our greenhouse gas emissions or biodiversity impacts, pollution, and resource use. Under S, or social, we report on things such as people working in our organization, like remuneration and gender balance, and equity and inclusion, as well as aspects such as human rights and workers' rights. And under G, governance, we report on things such as anti-corruption, political involvement, and in general, a lot of things directly linked to the financial reporting. And this all goes into a reporting format. If you are confused about the difference between ESG reporting and sustainability reporting, no need. This is the exact same thing and they are used interchangeably. Though there are slight differences between the term sustainability and the term ESG, you can kind of look at sustainability as the goal. How does their company look in a greener and more equitable economy? ESG is a set of tools used to integrate sustainability into the business. A common saying in our business is, If you can measure it, you can manage it. And that is really what ESG does. It helps us measure, track, and compare non-financial aspects of our business so that we can manage them. And that is why we do sustainability reporting. So, in short, sustainability is the goal and ESG is the frameworks that we use to get there. Lastly, what usually goes into sustainability reporting can be summed up in 4 pillars: policies, actions, metrics, and targets. These are fundamental in understanding and structuring our ESG work. We are going into further details on these in our Beginner's Guide to ESG course. Thank you so much for watching this part of YouSustain Academy's ESG Basic series. We will be adding to this series every week going forward, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you're ready to take your learning one step further, sign up to the Beginner's Guide to ESG. This is a crash course to understand corporate sustainability, and you pay what you want for it. And you will also get access to our YouSustain community, where we do weekly office hours, essentially meaning that we all jump on a Teams call and you can ask any questions you may have or just discuss. I'm really hoping that you want to come along because you basically have nothing to lose and it's going to be really fun and you will learn a lot. Okay, bye.